Hello, class. Today, we have a special lesson for you. We have Reveal the Shield, Optimus Prime. Which I guess that's what the Classics line became. I know there's Classics and Classics 2.0 and some other thing. It went away for a while. Now they're calling it Reveal the Shield. I know this figure's been out for a little while already. And I know that because I got it at Winners, the kind of overstock store that you see in Canada. Anyways, so here it is in the package. You can see the truck there. Some kind of Energon sword there on the side. I took a look on the side. What's that say? Deluxe class. That's super. Look at that. It's supposed to be the emblem for whether it's Autobot or Decepticon, but it's got a question mark in there because right now we don't know whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. Okay. So on the back, what do we got here? Got a picture of Prime. Hidden sword. Doesn't look that hidden to me. Looking all badass. Optimus Prime has gone through many changes over the years. He alters his weapons and body based on the needs of a mission. Or whenever they want to release another figure. So there you go. Reveal the shield. We can press to reveal allegiance to one of those heat doodads that goes way back to Generation 1. There's his armored truck mode, which I guess is nice. And then we've got some stats on him, which, who cares. One thing I'd like to point out, and I'm going to rant about this a little bit, this Reveal the Shield, I know it's just a gimmick for the wave and all that kind of good stuff, but seriously, if you need to know, if you need a little stupid sticker to tell you that Optimus Prime is one of the good guys, go away. Why are you buying this stuff? Like, bugger off. Seriously, it's stupid. At any rate. I guess we'll talk about something else a little bit more in a second. Anyways, there's the figure in the package. Not too much else to show you on that. We've got a cool picture of Optimus Prime over here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, and then we'll have a closer look at Optimus Prime from Reveal the Shield. Back in a second. Hey, I'm back. I'm still looking at Optimus Prime here. As you can see, he rolls, which is nice. I can be entertained by doing this for a little while. Let's take a look at his truck form. We will turn it into robot, as I like to do. And again, the truck mode, I was having some issues trying to put this thing back into truck mode after I turned it into robot, which I guess is not really that bad of a thing because it's not going to be in truck mode that often. Whenever I display Optimus Primes, it's always in robot mode. I mean, why the hell would I do anything else? Now, his color scheme is very much not your typical Optimus Prime. You can see most of the cab is blue. We've got the black with the red flames on it. Even his grille. Actually, that's kind of a translucent color, isn't it? Same with the headlights. The wheels, now this astounds me a little bit. The wheels are, you know, just the black plastic, but they've painted on the silver rims. And recently we talked about Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, and they weren't. They were black. So, like, what's the... anyways, a little bit frustrating. We can see we're going to have some red on the arms. These aren't going to be important. We've got the short smokestacks because some kids might hurt themselves or something stupid. I don't know. Now, as I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that this is based on, loosely, the, was it Generation 2 Optimus Prime, Laser Rod Prime, I think it was called. I can't remember exactly. It was the one that we had the repaint for that became Scourge. Robots in Disguise, Scourge. I believe this is kind of a new remake of that, a reimagining or a reboot or some other stupid reword. So they built this to make Optimus Prime, but I was actually kind of hoping they would just repackage the Laser Rod Prime, but they didn't. At any rate, there's his truck. I mean, it's okay as far as trucks go, but let's see if we can turn this thing into a robot. Now, once again, surprise, surprise, we're going to have the arms and the torso and then the legs. It's very rare to have Optimus Prime be any other way. But first, we'll pull apart his legs. Didn't sound good. And we're going to take his weapon, his Energon sword, which I believe, actually, I know this, the figure that this is based on comes with a big sword, so they decided this one should too, except this one transforms or something. So we can fold that handle down, and we can lift this piece, and we can flip it all the way around until it clicks into place, and there we've got his sword, which is hidden, I guess, when he's in truck mode. They said it's a hidden sword. So, let's turn this thing into robot mode. So we're going to fold down the feet. Come on, there we go. We're going to flip those doodads over on the side here. Okay. I have to admit, I was really hoping they were just going to repackage the Laser Rod Prime. And actually, I still kind of wish they would. because I would buy one of those in a heartbeat. Even if they didn't have the trailer, even if it was just the cab, the tractor instead of the trailer, that would be awesome. Hasbro, do it! Ah, no one listens to me anyway. Okay, there we go. We're gonna push these wheels in. We're gonna do the same thing over here. This thing with the wheels really confused the hell out of me when I was first trying to turn this figure into a robot. There we go. Plus, the picture on the back of the package, which I think I've already thrown out, they didn't do the transformation properly. These things weren't folded in, the wheels weren't right. It makes you wonder who the hell does these things. Like, learn how to transform the figure before you photograph it. Anyways, snap that in place. Now, much like the original one, we're going to pull apart up here. If I can get his arms loose. Oh, whoops. Forgot a step. Ah! We're going to fold those down. And we're going to pull down the shoulders. Very similar to the G2 Laser Rod Prime that behaved in the same way. And we're almost there. We're going to pop out his head. Oh, wait, we got to stop first. There's a shield. And it's black. So this transformer could be good or evil. So we put our thumb there for a second, and that didn't work very well, did it? Come on. So you're not actually supposed to rub it, you're supposed to just press it. Come on, 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 come on. You can kind of tell, there's an Autobot symbol in there. I guess my hands are just cold right now. There we go, that's an Autobot symbol. So he must be an Autobot, which we know are good guys. Most of the time anyway. We can flip open his head. And then we can take this whole top piece here. I'm missing something, I'm sorry. The doors on the sides, or the windows on the sides, get pushed in first. That kept screwing me up too. Okay. There we go. Now we can finally finish putting that together. I'll adjust my camera a little bit. And there stands Optimus Prime from Reveal the Shield. So he's got the big honking shoulder pads like the Generation 2 Prime had in that one form, Laser Rod. I keep saying that. If I'm wrong, I don't care. You can post in the comments and get all pissed off about it. But I really don't care. I'm pretty sure it's Laser Rod Prime, or at least that's what I'm calling him. We can put the sword in his hand. Come on, there we go. So he can bust people up with a blade. Now, in terms of the color scheme, it's very much kind of reverse Prime, negative Prime or something, Bizarro Prime. I mean, yeah, we've got the gray for the legs here, but you notice that most of his torso is blue-ish. We've got a lot of black there. His legs are again, black, not like it's very almost anti-reverse colored for him, which seems a little odd. In fact, even here, this chest, or this piece that be along his stomach is blue, and well, I remember it being like silver colored from the grill. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just a little different, throws me off. I get confused easily. Now, in terms of articulation for this figure, the head, it's going to rotate all the way around, and we can move it up and down. Plus, there's an extra joint in there, so we can move it a little bit more. We can rotate the shoulder all the way around. His arm will go up, and there's kind of a joint here, and then there's an additional joint on his arm, so we can move that a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's because there's a huge shoulder pad there. We can rotate the arm at the bicep. It will go all the way around. We can bend at the elbow. And the wrist, there's a ball joint in there, so we can rotate it all the way around, but I don't know how well you can see it. There is an extra joint in here at the wrist, so we can move his hand upwards and down a little bit if we want. His torso will turn a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's because of his backpack here is going to kind of get in the way. His hips are on ball joints, so we can go out to the side a little bit. We've got some forward movement and some back. We can bend at the knee, but there's no rotation. Sorry, there's rotation at the top of the thigh, but nothing at the knee, which is kind of too bad. And the ankle, there's a fair bit of movement. It goes all the way around and forwards and backwards. And adjusts side to side a little bit. So that's not too bad. The whole feeling for this figure, to me, is that it has the... How do I describe this? The bulk of a Gundam. Does that make sense to anybody? He feels very Gundam-like to me. Maybe it's the big sword, the big stupid shoulders. Even his head, if we look at it. See if we can get my camera to focus there a little bit. It has a very anime kind of themed head to it, all the extra little spars and colored bits and stuff like that. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Is that the whole thing seems like a Gundam to me. I don't know, I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And we can see the back of his head here, we've got the translucent plastic. So that when some light gets on, it looks like his eyes are lit up. Which seems to be the kind of the standard thing that Transformers do nowadays. At least I think so. I didn't buy Transformers for quite a while because, you know, Dark of the Moon made me want to hurl. And I wasn't going to buy any of the figures. Because if you keep supporting it, they keep making the damn things. So it's as much, if you paid to see Dark of the Moon, you're part of the problem. Anyways, yeah, that's my little rant about Dark of the Moon. Not a bad figure. I do like it. Not as much as some of the other Primes. It's just because I have no attachment in terms of, in this case, who the character is supposed to be. I know it's supposed to be Optimus Prime, but this is kind of a generic one, in a manner of speaking. And it's really too bad they didn't just reissue the Laser Rod Prime. Because I think just the trailer itself would have been just about a deluxe size. They wouldn't have had to put all the electronics and lights and crap in it, but just the figure itself would have been excellent. Altogether, he's not too bad. He's not my favorite, but I don't hate it either, which probably doesn't say a whole lot for me, because it is Optimus Prime. If I were to grade this figure, he'd get a grade of B+. He's pretty good. He feels a little, the joints are a little bit soft already, and that's not good considering that it's only been out of the package for a little while and all I've done is transform it once or twice. The posability is a little bit tough in places because, again, the joints are a little loose and it's encumbered by all the extra backpack, and he just doesn't seem like an Optimus Prime, or you know what I mean? I'm having a hard time articulating that. But it's like someone else's idea of what Optimus Prime could be. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel like an Optimus Prime to me. At any rate, it's still not a bad figure. If you still see it out there, right now you can see it in some of the overstock stores, which is where I got mine for, I think I paid 10 bucks or so. I can't remember. It's worth picking up if you collect Optimus Prime, or if you're just bored, which, you know, I think pretty much that was my reason for getting it at the time. At any rate, thank you very much. Stay tuned. We'll have more lessons coming. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Class is dismissed.